Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be getting our automation flow on. That's right, our flow. All right, well, let's get the video started. Well, today we're going to be getting our feet a little bit wet by diving into some automation. Man, that's a lot of water puns, but just the perfect way to start this video off. So yeah, I have done process a little bit of material here. This is basically the equivalent of about, well, actually I can tell you the exact amount. It was 9 of the regular sand, or 9 stacks worth, and then 18 stacks worth of red sand, because you need a lot more copper than you do anything. So this was just me making sure I had more copper so I can make more of these materials later on. The main materials we're going to need, though, are going to be bronze and Constantin. I'm trying to say it right. You know what? I'm trying. And I do now have both of these set up and automated so that way I can go ahead and dispense blocks as well. Because we're going to be doing that today. We're going to have to dispense some blocks. So let's talk about automation and getting into this whole section here, which is going to be basic automation. This is going to make my life so much easier now that we have access to this. We are also going to need some dust. I'm going to take this dust and this, and that should be good, right? Okay, so we have the configurator. This is going to be helpful for all the mechanism pipes that we're going to be messing with. Also these, I want to make sure that I have enough to make close to 64. Yeah, if we can make 64, that's going to be great, because there is a quest for it. And then if we can make 64 of these, that would be great as well. Perfect. It does seem like I'm going to be running more short on the Constantin than anything. Then we also need logistical sorters, and these are going to utilize our actual pipes. Now we are going to need more than one of these for several different things. One being the heavy sieve. To actually make the heavy sieve, this thing right here, which for some reason doesn't show the heavy sieve on the side. Like, what is going on there? Oh, there was the recipe. So yeah, heavy sieve. It is this recipe right here, which I have sorted right there. So this is going to require a regular sieve, and it's going to compress everything that we have here down. Now, I don't remember this, but I had heard people saying that the ability to use an auto clicker on the heavy sieve was still a thing. So I don't know. That might be a thing. If it is, that would be incredibly awesome. So I could spend less time working on that, sieving things. But anyways, before hopping into the auto sieve, of course, that's the best thing to do. Let's go ahead and grab the materials we're going to need for this, and let's go ahead and make ourselves a heavy sieve. We have the resources now. Let's test this out. Does it actually do what I think it's going to do? We can take the flint mesh, and this saves us, by the way, on making a lot of flint mesh. Not only that, this does compressed materials, which means we can now sieve more materials without needing to swap hands and doing all that fun stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, no longer do we have to like pull, because it doesn't automatically pull the material back into your hand for some reason. So I'm constantly like running out and needing to do this. So if we compress all that, let's see, does it work? It does an auto clicker still work? Oh boy, it does. That seems really weird though. But I'm guessing it seems like it's working, but I don't think it actually is. It just sounds like it's working. That's quite, yeah, it's just really loud. Yeah, don't recommend doing that. And plus the particle effects are, I don't know, maybe it is louder. Let me turn the volume down. I'm trying to, you know what? It does feel a little bit quicker. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, it's about the same. It's so hard for me to tell. But yeah, as you can see, we're getting tons of resources now from doing this. And is it faster than the other method that I was doing? Yes, definitely is. 100% quicker. Now, can you have multiples of the heavy sieves hooked together like you can the other one? From what I remember, no, but that could have changed in this. I don't know if it tells you, allows the sieve compressed version. Yeah. Back in the old days, I say back in the old days, it's not been that long. But that wasn't a thing. I may test it out later on if I make another heavy sieve. But for right now, one is going to be plenty for me. And this is just going to help us, you know, gather more of these resources that we're currently working on. But that's not the big part of today's video. I want to learn a little bit about these logistical sorters. I don't think I've really ever played with them, so taking a swing here, and I'm going to learn a little bit about these logistical sorters and figure out how these things filter things. Because if I remember correctly, it is quite confusing from what I kind of remember. So I took a little bit of time to kind of understand how the logistical sorter works, because I have honestly never used a logistical sorter. So this is the first time it's sort of forcing me to learn it, which I appreciate. I'm going to do my best to kind of show you how this works, or at least the best understanding from my point of view. So what I have here is a logistical sorter that is connected to the chest that items are going to be pulled from. So keep that in mind. This does not hook to your cables and go to the things that it's going to be pushing items into. It is actually the thing that is pulling the items out. So keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and open up this interface. So first of all, let me go ahead and clear these, and then we're going to talk about how this and what this default setting, or what this is default set to, and then we'll talk about this. So when we place this in, our cables are going to be, they're going to be plain colored. They're not going to be colored at all. They're going to be set to none. So you can see these are going to be looking just like this. This is how you would place it down yourself. And what we have here is we have logs and we have leaves. I want to separate logs and leaves into these two separate chests. But this chest is going to have logs and leaves. So we need to get them sorted out. And that's what the logistical sorter does. So let's go ahead and tell this, hey, I want to create a new filter. I'm going to select item stacks. And then I'm just going to drag the item into here and then set this to OK for right now. Then we're going to go to leaves, because that's the other item that we need. Item stack for that. And then we just throw that in there. Okay, so now that this is set, we have a couple of options right here. We can round robin, which is what this does. This is what RR means, round robin. It'll cycle between chests. So it'll kind of evenly divide into different chests if we had multiple chests. We can send a single item at a time if you want to do one item at a time. And then there is eject unfiltered items automatically to connected inventories using the default configuration. I don't think you have to have that on at first. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and figure out how we're going to get the leaves over to this side and the logs to this side, right? So if we want leaves over here, we're going to have to specify a particular color. So on your configurator, make sure it's set to items. You can hold shift and scroll wheel to change your mode, and then click on the middle section here by holding shift. And you can see I changed it to blue. On this side, I'm going to change it to green. And now we have those basically set. What we can do inside of the logistical sorter is we can say, okay, well, I want leaves. Let's say I want leaves to go into this chest over here because it's a green. And I'm going to set the color to green inside this box and then hit save. Over here, we're going to set that to blue and hit save. Basically, you're done. If I put leaves and these in here, notice they get evenly distributed into the proper chests. And that's how the logistical sorter works. I didn't know that. I learned something new today. So of course, another thing that I'm going to need to make is going to be a pitiful generator. This is going to get us some power, and it looks like it's going to slowly get us into the auto sieving, which there's some framed glass. That's kind of interesting. That requires iron though. Framed glass, more logistical sorters, more compressed stone hammers, and universal cables, which is more bronze. Not, wait, is that regular glass? I can't tell. Is it like every glass? Because that would be way easier to craft if it's just glass. It is just glass. Oh, good. Okay, so that's going to be actually not hard at all to craft these things. Wow, logistical sorters are really easy to craft, and auto hammers? Yes, please. Okay, so we're getting into an automation phase. I kind of dig this. Okay, so the main thing, though, that is pretty difficult to craft is this thing. I would say difficult. It just requires a whole bunch of stuff to craft it, but I've already got it all set up. So now we have a pitiful generator. It's like Chosen over here complaining about crafting and literally has everything he needs. What is wrong with this guy? All right, so cables. I don't like spending a whole lot of time crafting with you guys, but it is what it is. All right, so 24. Do I need a whole stack of these to do some kind of, okay, no quest for that. That's okay. Perfect. All right, and then auto hammer, I'm going to save that. And then auto sieve, I'm going to save that. This just requires a regular sieve and some cables and that and logistical sort. This is actually not bad at all. You know, the funny thing is I have a broken compressed hammer and it's still going to take it. It definitely took it. I'm not going to complain there. I'm not going to let it complain. All right, so over here, we definitely have some sieves and we can make an auto sieve. I don't know how many we're going to need of these. Ooh, it's a good sound. I don't know how many we're going to need, you know, because eventually we're going to have multiples. This pitiful generator should generate somewhere along the lines of like, I don't know, 40 to 80. It should be close to 80 RF per tick. There's really not going to be a good way for me to see that. Then we have the auto sieve and hammer. And these use 40. So I think this whole pitiful generator itself should be able to evenly split here and here. Now the big thing is I don't know how much I'm going to need an auto hammer at the moment as much as I'm going to need the auto sieve. So we can throw the mesh in there and then we'll just throw some sand in here to kind of, you know, see what this is looking like. And, ooh. Okay, so this pitiful generator does not generate any RF. Wow. Okay, at least not enough to power both. It is, however, maybe enough to... It doesn't even do that justice. Wow. So the next thing we're going to need to make is going to be the overworldly or overworld matter. Now, I was honestly freaking out. I was thinking that at this point, things are going to get really tough. And then I realized this produces 20 blocks of it. 20 blocks. So I think this automation is probably going to be swapped up and we're going to have 2 casting basins, if not more, that we're going to throw into this bad boy somewhere. Or maybe I have to change this up because that's a lot. Now, the exact recipe, it seems like the recipe for this is going to be 1 tin, 1 clay. I don't know how much a clay ingot is. Is this 1? Okay, so 1 clay ball and then 25 leaves. That's it. That's what we need for 20 of those. And we have tons of leaves in here. So that's a thing. Now, as far as automating it into here to produce that stuff, I don't know. I don't know how the logistical sorters will help with that. We can definitely sort and set up a way to always have leaves, and maybe sort some of our flower pots and stuff. That'd be kind of a good thing to do. But as of right now, I'm still figuring out what this is going to mean. I'm sure later on it's definitely going to definitely show itself as we figure out what needs to go where. But anyways, enough of that. We need 25. What a weird number. 25 leaves. That goes in there. That's going to get all smelted up inside of this into the same fluid, by the way, that's over here. The forbidden juice. No, the organic fluid. Organic juices. There we are. I'm sure everyone just cringed with me saying that. And then we need 1 tin, which I think I have stored in here. There we go. There's our tin. And that will get us enough for 20 blocks of this stuff, which sounds absolutely ridiculous, but that's what it's doing. 500, and there we go. There's the 20 blocks of it. Hopefully this stuff goes quick. It's all right. It's not horribly fast, but it's working. If we have 2 of these, it would definitely go way faster. I'm going to go ahead and make another casting basin for here. So it's telling me the molten overworldly matter is made from the organic water, and tin and clay and smeltery and poured into the basin. Okay, so we got that done. I'm now pouring it out, and there is some. Now, with this completed, there is a few other things we need to do. This right here is a ceramic seawater bucket, because I guess it assumes we don't have iron at this point, which is fine. I think I have a ceramic bucket, laying around. What we need to do is we need to convert we basically need to take a plot here. I guess we can do it right here. This is fine. We'll set this up. 1 single block of this. I guess we could build a base out of this too. We also need to grab a regular wooden barrel. Do I have I have a wooden barrel laying around. We can slap that on top. Just don't slap it too hard. And then up here, I have an infinite water source. Throw that in there, and this is going to turn into seawater. And apparently we're going to use the seawater for something. I don't know yet. What is it used for? So we can definitely use it for transforming these items here. So these coral. But I'm assuming it has another use. Water transformation. What things do you do? Fluid to item recipes. You can change coral. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well, that's a thing. That's apparently a thing we need, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. Now we have it. And then prismarine. Ooh, are we gonna use this for prismarine production? So how do we make prismarine? So this is seawater. Ah, okay. Seawater. And this is going to be used with this matter to produce prismarine. So that's going to be an interesting setup here. We need a way to get water, so an infinite water source such as this, flowing into here, and then we need to pipe out, not water, but does the logistical sorter, does this work with water, like fluids? I don't know, actually. Like, will it work with water? I don't think it does. I wonder how we're going to filter out the water unless it will just automatically pull. That's going to be interesting. So I'm hoping this basically only lets the seawater flow into this, which I believe it has like an input output sort of situation going on here. So hopefully it doesn't automatically pull out water. That would be kind of unfortunate. Let's make sure this is set to configure fluids. And we'll set that to pull. And that pulled the seawater. Is that water, though, in that pipe? I have a feeling that that is actually water that is building up in that pipe. Oh, that's very unfortunate. That is not what I want, because that's going to basically fill this. I mean, is it what I want? Like, this is now full. I don't know if I can't, I guess I could put this underneath. And since that would make sure it converts into water, and then I would just use the logistical pipes to move this to here and this to here. Make sure this is turned off. Make sure that's set to pull. That's set to pull. And put the items in that we're going to need to make prismarine, right? I mean, that's what I'm seeing here. So we put the overworldly and matter in here. And that's going to pull out and throw that in there. Now, this is going to take some time to convert instead of pulling this fluid out. So technically, we just basically built a fluid pipe. So really, did I need to set it up this way? No, I could just use this the same way. All right, let me simplify things. So I'm hoping this works. I hope we can like have logistical pipes doing their thing here and here. And hopefully I can set it to pull here and extract from the side. I hope that works. Throw that in there. And hey, it looks like it works. So really, it's just going to wait for that to turn like it's doing right now. And then eventually we'll just have prismarine that's built up here. You guys remember that ceramic bucket that we had? Well, we can actually use that to waterlog this, apparently. I guess these can be waterlogged. It said it could. Trying to place the water down. Okay. That's not working. Can I place the water and then place it in? That actually removes it. What? It shows a heavy. It shows a heavy right here. Okay, so we apparently can't use a heavy. That's kind of unfortunate. So I need to remove this before it sends another item in so I can get another bucket full. Wow. Okay. So can I use a regular then? I've done this before. It's definitely let me do this in the past. Place one of these down and then... Okay, is it just a regular waterlog? Like it's just using regular water? I thought it was seawater that it needed. You know what? It's probably just regular water, and I'm the one that's being a dork. Let me try this again. Let me try this again with actual water. Oh no! Nope. Never mind. I was wrong. You place the water first, then you can place the sieve. Oh, okay. So we're completing this quest. It asks for the tube coral. It's asking for the coral seeds. And this is going to work pretty much the same way. However, we're going to use compressed overworld matter, and hopefully that is going to grant us these particular materials, or at least we're going to get some of these materials from doing this. I just need to turn all this into compressed stuff. So I have 21 compressed, and see what all it gives us. Like 2 of those seem to be okay. I don't want to do any more, just because we'll do an unwaterlogged type, and that will hopefully be a little bit better as far as the items we're getting, because this one's just to complete this quest. I don't know though if coral is going to be super useful later on. I know it can be used for decorations, which is kind of cool. You can use it with stone and stuff to make some really cool looking blocks, but right now we just need to get these seeds now. So I need 1 of each. Let's get this out of here. 1 of each color needs to go in here, and it's going to get extracted, and we should get 1 of each block as soon as I hook the logistical. As soon as I hook this back up. There we go. Perfect. So here is all of our stuff, and I believe that was everything to complete this. And it does tell us here, dropping Minecraft coral into seawater will make different coral. I'm guessing it's like a transmutation sort of thing. And we finished that section. That's awesome. So yeah, it does show like it's a transmutation, like a fluid or recipe thing. So it will consume the water and it will give you a different color, apparently. That's a thing. But we need to get the Overworldly in back into this because we need our prismarine, and we're gonna need a bit more of it. But that was pretty much that section. We are almost done. The only thing with Tinkers is just making a Tinker's anvil, and then we need to complete this, which we've almost done. It's just the sea lanterns that we're waiting on to be able to get a reward. So basically, to be able to complete this reward, well, I have to break through these prismarine. I don't know how many this is going, like how many I have to break in order to make the sea lanterns. But breaking this with a hammer is going to grant more than what it would normally grant. This prismarine is actually going to be dropping everything we need in order to make sea lanterns. So prismarine and prismarine shards. So wow, to hit that sea lantern mark, that's going to take a lot of this. Already I can tell from this alone. Now, if I was to compress this, it didn't have a recipe specifically for a compressed hammer. However, it did have a recipe for a compressed sieve. So yeah, this is going to take a little bit. I can definitely see that, because the recipe is like this. I keep hitting the ghost book that is right here, the recipe. This is only going to get us a couple, right? Yeah, one. It'll get us 3. Almost a stack. Got us 3 sea lanterns, and we need 32 of them. Oh boy. So I just tested it, and you can definitely do it with a compressed hammer and actually compress these blocks. So makes it a little bit easier, and I think the rate is just a tiny bit higher. It kind of seems, at least for this, it's so hard to know. It's a 33% chance, but if you break a single block, you get a let's see, what is the full chances, because it is a little bit strange on how it works. So yeah, with a hammer here, it's a 33% chance to get it. So basically 1 in 3 base, somewhere around there. But if we compress this and then we hit this with a hammer, we have a 2 count of 100% chance. So we're guaranteed 2 from every compress. So out of 9 blocks, we're guaranteed 2. So I think that means we have a 45% chance of getting it this way. I think that's how that works out too. So I decided to up the ante a little bit. This was definitely a little too slow. I know it's ugly, but it's only temporary, so that way we can definitely increase our production rate here. So while we're doing this, let's take a look at what we can actually sieve now with the Overworldly matter. This moves us into, I believe, the next section. If we take a look down here, it does talk a little bit about ocean exploration. There is some stuff that's going to be happening here. Look at that. That's a free coin, free buck right there. And that's going to definitely be what I want to do. I want to explore the ocean some more and be able to do that. We're going to need some armor and stuff to be able to handle that. But with our sieving, it didn't really tell us what we're going to get moving forward. So what happens if we actually sieve the Overworldly matter? What do we get? Well, with a flint mesh, we're going to get lead, aluminum, iron, prosperity shards, silicon dust, coal, like actual coal, redstone, and lapis. So not bad, not bad. Now I'm guessing we're going to use the iron that we get from this to work our way into making this. Now this is only a 40% chance, but we're going to work our way into an iron mesh. And then that iron mesh doesn't seem to drop diamonds. So I don't know how we're going to get to a diamond later on down the road. I don't know what actually diamonds come from. A slime, unless we find them or something. I'm sure there's a quest related to that. Ooh, that'd be nice. But yeah, that's a thing that we're gonna have to work towards. So let's sieve up some of this overworldly and matter and see what we get. All right, so that opened up some quest lines, which is exactly what I wanted. I was hoping that it would open up some quest lines. Looks like we have a little bit of iron. Now, luckily we can duplicate iron by using our smelter. It does give us 2 times. Ooh, yeah, we're getting a little bit of everything here. Now, redstone was something that we've already kind of had. We've had redstone because witches actually drop redstone from our little mob farm that we have. But that was just from 9 in the compress. So what we end up having is a little bit of lead, a little bit of aluminum, a little bit of lead, all right here. And, well, I guess that's going to move us forward into our next quests area. Not bad. Not bad. I'll take it. You know, I'm a total derp. I didn't realize I could just combine this back together to get the prismarine and just repeat this process over and over again until I get more sea lanterns, because that's a thing. I can compress these all back down, and it does give a little bit of a boost here. I mean, I get a little bit of it back, like, for doing that. Look at that. And then I have 40 more, so I can compress those down. Oh, I hate when it does that. There we go. I can compress these down, get a little bit more out of it, and kind of keep going until I fully depreciate everything. Kind of a weird process, but yeah, that's a thing. I literally only need 1 more to complete this. Please give me enough to complete. 1 more. 1 more. This should give me guaranteed 2. Oh, this is taking... This one thing is taking such a long time for, like, no reason at all. Why do I need 32 sea lanterns? Is that going to be used later on? I have no idea, but I definitely want the reward, because the reward is going to help us with our automation tasks. Feels so good. And that is going to be chapter 4, or the our reward here for the chapter 4 is going to be a lava generator. Yes, instead of the puny generator that we have, we can now fill this with lava. And it generates power. And, well, we don't really have a full-blown way of getting infinite lava. I mean, we don't have a foolproof way of doing it, but we can definitely feed it lava, and it can power things from time to time. Eventually, we may have the ability to set up automated lava. Cobblestone, I mean, is a way of doing it. And then I guess we could set up a cobblestone generator with one of these breakers on it, but it generates more than just cobblestone, and I don't know. Can these, yeah, these have to be like sorted and everything. Kind of weird on that part. Well, guys, I think next episode we're definitely going to be going exploring. We're going to see how far we can go without dying. Hopefully there are some treasures to be found and some loot to be gathered. But of course, guys, as always, I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go to Margot Plunkett. I think it's Margot Plunkett. Thank you so much for your amazing support over on the Patreon. Guys, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that link down in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a huge thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.